disgusting!
It's your girl Vicky's Draft here, and today I'm going to teach you how to use After Effects a total beginner, and I show you how to start with anime, AMVs, edits, whatever. And today in this video I will cover basic transitions. I know I say basics, but if you know these basics, all your edits will look definitely good. Maybe there is something for you as well if you're an advanced person, but this video is aimed to beginners of After Effects. I'm not gonna explain the whole interface and how things and that work, but I show you how to do transitions. I already added the coloring, and first thing you do, of course, is adding the clips that you want. I show you, like I said, the basic transitions, and we'll explain a little bit in the case. So if you are a beginner and you already know how to do zoom in or zoom out transitions, I know you will do and use the clip itself to make transitions. If you don't know what I mean, it's basically, I show you an example. You would use the clip itself and scale it in, and then scale it out, and then you would grab it, and you know, this is how you would do transitions, right? On the clip itself. You know what I mean? But we are using null objects. If you ask me why we are not using the clip itself, it's because with a null object, you have the option to do and overlap transitions with each other or motions. That makes it look smoother and have it, like, it gives the edit a better flow, if you know what I mean. Because if you use the clip itself, you could do a scale out here, right? Okay, wait. I'm gonna show you that quickly. We do a scale out as in start, because this is how the transition or the edit should start. It should start with a motion, and then we would grab it, of course, and wait, like this. And then, you know, we have our scale. I mean, it doesn't even look bad, right? Wait, that's not... like this, boop. And then you would do back a scale in to go into the next transition. So what we do here is obviously pressing here to create a keyframe, and then go there to do a zoom in again, and then grab that one to the right. But now you see it's not smooth. Like, I mean, it is smooth. Of course we have to activate motion blur, but that's just an example. It goes from a scale in to a scale out, and this is a constant linear because we have two same keyframes with the same value, so there nothing happens, and then just at the end, and that makes the flow going to get loose. There's no flow, you see, and that's what we changed with the null objects. I show you that. It's really easy. There are two variants how to do that. I show you my variant that I'm using with null objects because the other one is not really my favorite thing. So yeah, let's start. What we do, I show you first how to do a zoom in, a rotation or slide transitions, whatever. We make a right click, new, and create a null object. Put that above the first clip and cut here with Control Shift and D on Windows and Command Shift and D on Mac. Here we need two of them. So just remember, on each clip we always need two null object layers, but we've just started first with the first clip. And of course, mark all of your clips and activate motion blur by ticking this rectangle, and it will automatically activate. And then we go to Effects and Presets. We needed to have it ready. We have to need it ready. I don't know. We need to have it ready to... Oh, anyways. So with here, I start, of course, with a scale out as well. So what we do, we connect our first clip with the first null object above it, and the null object above it will be connected with the other one. So this one is connected to this one, and this one is connected to this one. Good. So select the first null object layer and press S to open up the scale, press on a stopwatch on scale, and just put it back there at the end. Of course, if you want to adjust it, put it in the middle where you want it. You can adjust it later like you want it. So I do a zoom out. Just do a normal motion transition how you would normally do on the clip itself. Then I highlight the keyframes, press F9, go to the graph editor, and we just use the edit value graph. Make a right click and use the edit value graph and put this to the left. Like this. And now we have a motion like that. You see? Looks smoother. And now we go and move on to the second null object. And I will do a rotation transition because I want to do the zoom in later here. Because I show you how to do a seamless zoom in. Or we could do a zoom out. Would work too. Then let's do a zoom out. So then I press here and go to the middle and press S to open up the scale. And press here to add a null, to add a keyframe. Then I go to the end and set this out. To a low number, and then marker and highlight the keyframes and press F9. Go to the graph editor and set the graph to the right, I'm sorry, like this. And of course we have to add motion blur. Go to effects and presets and search for motion tile, and just set it to your clip itself and activate mirror edges. Set the output height and width to a relative high number. I like it to have it on 400 on both width and height. And then I recommend you to copy the effect by selecting it and press Ctrl and C or Command and C and just paste it in with Ctrl and V or Command and V on every clip, like this. And now it would look like this. You see? There's no real stop. It's a constant motion. And if you put it back like that, if they are aligned, even the keyframes, wait, I put this like this, then you see there's a constant motion, and that looks good. And of course add a shake, but we will add the shakes later at the end. So there we did a zoom out. So now let's move on to our second clip. We again create two null objects and cut them that they fit the duration of our clip, and we need two again, like this. And then just connect the clip itself again with the null objects and activate motion blur on both of the null objects. And now we press here S again to open up the scale. And you see we did a zoom out here. So here we have to do a scale out again. So press on the stopwatch on scale and put this in the middle or the end like you want it to be. And then we zoom it in. And then mark the keyframes, F9, make a graph to the left. It's always the same if it's a starting transition. It's gonna be to the left. I have to do that again because of my webcam, I'm so sorry. Like this. Then we have something like that. And then let's do a slide transition because it fits to the motion. So now move on to the second clip. And who wrote me, bitch? So here we press position P to open up the position. Press on the stopwatch on position. And I set the keyframe a little bit behind the scale because I want constant motion, you know. And then I go there where the end of the clip is and do a slide to the right. Or is it to the left? No, that's to the left, yeah. I have a weakness to left and right. Then mark your keyframes again, press F9. Go to the graph editor. And now something like this will appear, no problem. Select the position, make a right click and press on separate dimensions. And now we just need the X position because we just changed the X position. And put the graph to the right. Like this. And basically you can delete here, press on the stopwatch on Y position because we didn't change the value of the Y position. And now we have something like that. It might not look like a constant motion because we ended it here in the middle, so just put it back there. And we have to fix the graph then though. Oh my Lord. I do not see anything. Like this. Now we have something like that. Let me save just in case. This looks lit. Of course, if it's still too slow for you, you have to make your clip shorter. And that's what I will do now. It may look more constant because we did a shorter clip. And now let's move on to a dirt clip. So right click, new, create two null objects again. So it's practically the same process. So I do not have to explain a lot, but I show you how to do a rotation as well. So now two null objects, and then connect your clip with the null object above it, and then the null object with the other one above it. Activate motion blur. And now we have to start with a slide. Press P to open up the position. And you know, because we did it to the left, we have to start from the right here. So first I press there to create a keyframe. Then I put this to the end. And at the start we have to set it to the opposite value. So the first one ended with a positive number. So this one here has to start with a... Oh, wait. This one was a negative number. So this has to start with a positive number like this. Yes. Then mark your clip, F9. Go to the graph editor, right click and separate dimensions. We can click here on the stopwatch on Y position because we don't need that. And then go to X position. And then just make the graph go to the left. We have something like that. But let's put it a little bit back. And then we do a rotation this time. So go to the second null object and press R to turn up the rotation. And press on the stopwatch on rotation. So you see there's not a lot of difference to using the clip itself. Only difference is that you can overlap transitions, but it works the same way on how to do transitions. And then we do a positive rotation, so we set the value to 180, that it goes to the right. Then mark your keyframes, press F9, go to the graph editor and set the graph to the right. And then we have something like that. And of course, we start the motion directly at the start. And if something like this happens, if you change the length of your keyframes, it's because you have to fix the graph. Just go back to the graph and set this back up there, like this. So now we'll come to the seamless zoom in. This is what I will teach you. This is a little bit different from the normal zoom ins. But first we do create two new null objects. Cut them to the duration of our clip. Activate motion blur, connect our clip with it, above it. And first we have to do the rotation, of course. So press and stopwatch, or press R to turn up the rotation first, press and stopwatch on rotation. Set this here at the end, or where you want it to end. And there we have to use the opposite value, so means minus 180. Mark your keyframes, F9, go to the graph editor, and set this to the left side. So we will have something like that. And now let's do the seamless zoom in. So I want to zoom in on the face of Gojo. So what I do, we go to the second null object, press S and Shift and P to open up position and scale without closing each other. Press on stopwatch on both of them. I set this way back here at the start. Go there near to the end, but not totally at the end. And then just do a normal scale and position and zoom in there where I want it to be zoomed in. This is good. And then I set this directly here to the end. And then mark your keyframes and press F9. Go to the graph editor and let's first off start with the scale here. We just do a normal scale to the right. So with the graph to the right here. Let me save in case. Now go to position, make a right click and separate dimensions. And let's start off with the X position first. We do a normal graph to the right as well. Like this. And then let's do the same on the Y position. And then we have a normal zoom in. But now, moving on to the second clip, we create two null objects again. Or what means two, we can just cut them. And we have basically two of them, like this. Activate motion blur and connect it. So now comes the magic. So we drag our clip a little bit behind that it overlaps the clip here, where we let the scale in and the position. Of course, drag your null objects with you. And what we now do is we press T on our clip to open up the opacity, and press on the stopwatch on opacity and set it there where the clips under it ends, like here. And at the start we set the opacity maybe to 30, but set it low but that you still see your clip. Now go there to the null object above it, press S and Shift and P again to open the scale and position. Press on the stopwatch on both of them. And this is what we drag back there. And at the start we're gonna scale it out or in, depending on if you do a scale in or out. Wait, and I have to do it bigger. And match it with the position, like match those two faces together, that they are like at the same position. Matchy. Now it's kind of matching. And now mark your keyframes, highlight them, press F9. Go to the graph editor and let's start off with the scale one. So set it to the left. And now position, right click and separate dimensions. Start with X position. Oh, sorry. And set the graph to the left. And now with the Y position. So now we have something like that. You see it, I mean, you have to work a little bit on it. It still does not look seamless, but for me it already looks seamless. So I'll put it a little bit back there in the middle because I don't want my clip to be long anyways. This looks good. Make shorter. And now we have that thing. And of course you have to add your shakes now. I'm gonna add them now. I show you what I'm using. I use the presets from I'm Duang. Oh god, I'm not sure anymore, but link is in the description. And he made a preset pack for free with shakes in it. I'm gonna use that one. Under the shakes. Where are my shakes? Yeah, I'm Duang, yes. So I don't know what we're gonna use, maybe 7. And then you just see it looks really cool if you add shakes in it. There's some kind of impact in it, and I'm gonna add them on all of it now. Like this. Like that. And like this. And now this is our result. Of course, I recommend you to do the club's shoulder, then they will look better. But this is what we have now, and I think it looks really cool. Of course, add borders maybe, coloring, other effects to make it look better. I will do them all now. And I will add maybe an impact shake, a YP impact shake, and I recommend you to watch my impact shake video if you want to know how to do that. So yeah guys, have fun watching my video and I hope you learned something. Ooh.